Today, I'll explain how to transfer ROM data to Petitcom4 for PC8801 Emulator. PC8801 Send is used for ROM data transfer. In addition to the Nintendo Switch, you'll need a Windows PC and a PC8801 Send interface, which can be obtained by mail order in Japan, but you can also make your own with a breadboard and Arduino Pro Micro. In addition, you will need two USB cables. Please note that the connector shape combination of the USB cables is not often used. From Windows PC, PC8801 Send interface looks like serial port. From Nintendo Switch, PC8801 Send interface seems as a keyboard. PC8801 Send interface converts serial input from Windows PC to keyboard stroke and send it to Nintendo Switch. For more information about PC8801 Send is available on the web. URL is http://ray.to/PC8801send.html. In this presentation, we first explain how to prepare the hardware, especially how to assemble a PC8801 Send interface. Secondly, we will explain how to operate the software used for communication. The most complicated part of the PC8801 Send interface assembly is the process of writing the firmware to the Arduino Pro Micro. I will explain it step by step. First, download and install the Arduino IDE, which has several files for Windows, and then install the Windows installer version. If you already have the Arduino IDE, please skip this step. Once the installation is complete, launch Arduino IDE. From the File menu, open Preferences and in the Additional Board Driver field, enter the URL below the slide. It's a very famous board. So if you search, you can find a URL string that you can copy and paste. Hover over the board in the Tools menu to see a list of board names. At the top of that list is the Board Manager. Click there and call the Board Manager. Type SparkFun AVR in the search window. When SparkFun AVR board is found, press the Install button. Next, install the HID project. From the Tool menu, call the Library Manager. Search for HID project. When you find the HID project, click on the Install button. Next, edit the file named mouseapi.h in the HID project. This file is located under the Documents, Arduino and Libraries folder. For more information about file location, see the path name that appears at the top of the editor window on this slide. There is a description of this fix in the PC8801 Send source. The next step is to set up the board. In the Tools menu, move the cursor over the board and select SparkFun Pro Micro. Next, set the processor to ATmega32U4, 5 volts, 16 MHz, from the processor in the Tools menu. Finally, from Tools menu, set Arduino as ISP to Programmer. Now you're ready to compile. Copy the two directories from zip archive to the Arduino folder under your own Documents folder. Double-click on the source file of PC8801 Send file and open it in the Arduino IDE. Connect the Pro Micro to your Windows PC. It will be recognized as a serial port, so select Port from the Tools menu. This time, it is recognized as COM5. Now it's time to compile. From Sketch menu, select Verify/Compile. After compiling without errors, select Upload using Programmer from the Sketch menu. The same procedure is done to USB UART and write to another Pro Micro. Then assemble them on the breadboard. At that time, it is necessary to solder the pin header to Pro Micro. The next step is to download the software for communication. Download the software for your Windows PC from http://ray.to/petit4send.html. The communication software P4Send122.prg for Petitcom4 is included in the PC88 emulator. At first execute communication software on Petitcom4. Push minus button on the PC8801-emu_PC88 You can find P4Send122.prg at the third icon. Push a button to execute on P4Send122.prg. Select Detect Sync Key and push A button. Now Petitcom4 is waiting for sync key signal from Windows. Please confirm that waiting sync key appears on screen. Select the appropriate COM port from the pull-down menu. In most cases, only one serial port will appear in the pull-down menu. Also, once a serial port is assigned, it rarely needs to be changed in the future. Press the Detect button to send the sync signal to find the sync key. After about 10 seconds, a red number will appear on the switch's screen. If the red number does not appear, please press the Detect button again. Wait for the red number to appear on the switch's screen. When the red number appears as shown below, enter it in the sync key edit box on the Petitcom4 send in Windows. Then press B to return to the main menu, select USB receive and press A. Then, the switch is in the state of waiting for a file transfer from the PC. When transferring binary ROM data, select Add from the File Type pull-down menu. If you forget this setting, the data will be useless, even if the transfer appears to be successful. Now, press the button on the right side of the File Edit box to select a file. Since the file extension of the file to be transferred is .rom, set the file type to All Files. Next, select PC8801 and press the Open button. Press the Send button to start the file transfer. When the transfer starts successfully, the screen of the switch will look like the picture below. When all the data has been transferred, the following dialog will appear on switch screen. Press a button to save the file. Repeat the same procedure for the required ROM file or floppy disk image file. Now, you are ready to run the PC88 emulator. Thanks to Ray, and enjoy.